Fight scene with Bruce was the effort that he put in to make sure that the audience knew I was getting hit.
The footage shouldn't exist. Hidden for 50 years, this behind-the-scenes moment from Enter the Dragon wasn't scripted, rehearsed, or meant for cameras. What it captured was Bruce Lee's raw truth, the man behind the legend, stripped of performance and pretense. The restoration is grainy, colors bleeding at the edges, but when the frame sharpens and he moves, something deeper than nostalgia hits you. This isn't just martial arts history, it's humanity in motion. And as the camera steadies, the courtyard comes into focus. Something real is about to happen. Something that will change everything we thought we knew about Bruce Lee. The moment the cameras weren't supposed to roll.
The fight scene with Bruce Lee was more than just choreography. It was an exhibition of pure dedication, a glimpse into the extraordinary effort he put forth to ensure that every punch, every strike, resonated with authenticity. Watching it now, decades later, it's almost impossible to believe that this moment survived at all. For 50 years, this rare behind-the-scenes footage from Enter the Dragon was hidden, unknown, and entirely unscripted. It was never meant for cameras, never intended to entertain, never designed for an audience. What it captured was something far more profound. Bruce Lee, stripped of performance, stripped of artifice, revealing the raw, unvarnished truth behind the legend. The footage is grainy. The colors bleed at the edges. The film scratched and worn by time. Yet, when the frame sharpens and Bruce moves, it's impossible not to feel the weight of reality pressing through the screen. This isn't just a window into martial arts history. This is humanity in motion. The courtyard, once just a backdrop for cinematic fantasy, transforms into an arena of real tension. Every glance, every gesture, every shift of weight tells a story. The camera captures it, but it doesn't need to. It could barely contain it. Something real is about to happen. Something that would redefine everything we thought we knew about Bruce Lee and his unmatched skill. It begins in the briefest of pauses, the split second before chaos erupts. The courtyard of Enter the Dragon hums with potential energy. Extras in bright yellow uniforms shuffle quietly, their movements synchronized yet nervous under the glaring Hong Kong sun. The camera rigs bake, the stone floors darkened by sweat, the atmosphere taut with anticipation. Then Bruce Lee steps forward. To the untrained eye, it might look like rehearsal, a casual run-through of a scripted scene. But anyone who has witnessed Bruce on set knows better. This is no rehearsal. Tension vibrates through the air, palpable and electric, impossible to fake. Crew members instinctively shift back a few steps. By chance, one camera keeps rolling, capturing a moment that was never intended to be seen. No dialogue, no cinematic soundtrack, only silence, thick and sharpening, bristling with expectation. Then Bruce moves, and in that instant, everything previously assumed about the making of Enter the Dragon dissolves. Even in blurred, degraded footage, his precision is unmistakable. Each step lands with intention. Each movement is measured. Across from him, a young stuntman in yellow hesitates, hands raised in uncertainty, caught between practice and provocation. Bruce's gaze does not waver. The exchange that follows lasts less than a minute, yet every second is imbued with gravity. The clash is unscripted, unrehearsed, raw. There is no choreography, no camera trickery, no cinematic slow motion. Instead, rhythm, instinct, and truth collide in real time, leaving everyone present suspended in awe. When it ends, Bruce lowers his stance. The stuntman retreats, bowing instinctively, humbled yet uninjured. Around them, the courtyard seems to hold its breath. The crew dares not move, for this was not performance. It was evidence. Evidence that Bruce Lee's skill transcended the screen. That mastery was not merely cinematic illusion, but an unyielding reality. Watching this moment today is haunting. The tragedy and brilliance of Bruce Lee's life, his untimely death, and the legendary status he achieved all come rushing forward. Yet in this singular frame, Bruce is not an icon, not a myth. He is a man, demonstrating that true perfection is earned frame by frame, moment by moment. This rare behind-the-scenes glimpse offers more than nostalgia. It is a testament to human dedication, to the pursuit of truth through discipline, and to the unspoken power contained in movement itself. The footage is more than martial arts history. It is a mirror reflecting the real Bruce Lee, a man whose presence could transform a room without words, whose discipline radiated silently, whose mastery was as much philosophy as it was physical prowess. This minute of film, nearly lost to history, finally allows us to witness the quiet intensity of legend, unshielded by cameras or performance, existing only in the purity of action. It is a reminder that greatness is never an accident, that genius is not always visible, and that true power is as much about restraint as it is about motion. The courtyard and the moment before chaos. The courtyard of Enter the Dragon was more than just a set. It was a living, breathing space, thrumming with anticipation, drenched in sunlight, and filled with the nervous energy of dozens of extras in bright yellow uniforms. The stone floor glistened with sweat under the oppressive Hong Kong sun, each droplet reflecting the meticulous labor and tension surrounding every take. Crew members adjusted camera rigs, fanning themselves and muttering quietly, acutely aware of the blistering heat. Everything seemed ordinary at first glance, yet nothing about this day was ordinary. Bruce Lee stepped forward with a presence that defied description. It was subtle, yet undeniable, a gravitational pull in the space around him. Those who had worked with him knew that when Bruce entered a room or a courtyard, he did not merely walk. He entered, and the environment shifted. Every sound, every movement, even the faintest glances of the extras and crew, adjusted instinctively to accommodate the focus of his being. This was no performance. This was reality bending around one man. By sheer coincidence, one camera kept rolling. No director shouted action. No assistant yelled cut. The moment was unscripted, unplanned, raw. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting. And then, without warning, Bruce moved. Even in the degraded, grainy film, his skill cuts through the distortion. Each movement carries purpose. Every step, every pivot is deliberate. Across from him, a young stuntman in a yellow uniform hesitated. His hands rose uncertainly. Caught between the rehearsed choreography of previous days and the undeniable reality of Bruce Lee standing mere feet away, a storm contained within calm motion. The stuntman's hesitation, captured perfectly by the camera, reflects the universal tension of facing something far beyond what one has ever known. Bruce Lee did not flinch. His gaze was unyielding, his body relaxed yet ready, the perfect synthesis of fluidity and precision. And then the exchange began, a real fight, spontaneous, unscripted, yet governed by a rhythm only Bruce could dictate. The camera lens, which had inadvertently captured the moment, froze a movement in celluloid, preserving a sliver of history that no film script could replicate. Time itself seemed to stretch and compress. Less than 60 seconds passed, yet the weight of the moment felt monumental. Every strike, every sidestep, every measured breath conveyed something profound. This was not a fight to impress. This was a demonstration of discipline, of skill, of human potential honed to perfection. The stuntman struck, Bruce redirected. The rhythm was almost musical, a conversation motion that only the body could articulate. When it ended, Bruce lowered his stance with the quiet authority of a man who had not exerted himself for show, but for truth. The young stuntman stepped back, bowing instinctively, realizing that it faced a master in his purest form. Around them, the courtyard held its breath. The crew didn't cheer, didn't exhale. This wasn't entertainment. It was evidence, proof that Bruce Lee's skill transcended cinematic illusion. The fight, brief as it was, demonstrated that mastery is not in posing or in rehearsing. It is in presence, awareness, and absolute precision. Watching this footage today, 50 years later, the weight of what unfolds is staggering. The brilliance of Bruce Lee's life, his untimely death, and his enduring legend converge in this brief, almost accidental capture. In this 1 minute, Bruce is not a cinematic icon. He is a man, a master of his craft, demonstrating the quiet intensity of skill refined over decades. He shows that perfection is not achieved through spectacle, but through relentless dedication. Frame by frame, moment by moment, the movement itself tells a story. The precision of Bruce's footwork, the subtle adjustments of his stance, the calm, deliberate breaths, all reveal philosophy in action. This is not a man performing for cameras. This is a man living his principles in real time. The young stuntman, the extras, the crew, all are silent witnesses, caught in the orbit of Bruce's extraordinary presence. Even those who would later recount the story, like Andre Morgan and Bob Wall, could scarcely believe what happened. Morgan remembered the exact moment with clarity. He could have killed that kid. He didn't. He just humbled him. That single statement encapsulates the essence of Bruce Lee's discipline. Power without restraint is chaos. Power with mastery becomes art, philosophy, and truth all at once. This behind-the-scenes moment, captured unintentionally, is more than a footnote in cinematic history. It is a testament to human potential, a window into the rare combination of intellect, discipline, and physical mastery that Bruce Lee embodied. The footage allows us to see him as he was. Precise, unyielding, calm, and humane, wielding incredible power without cruelty, demonstrating that the truest mastery is expressed through restraint, not aggression. The courtyard, once just a stage for cinematic illusion, became an arena of reality, if only for a minute. And thanks to a camera that happened to be rolling, we can witness it today. An unpolished, raw, human moment, preserved for half a century. In that instant, Bruce Lee was not a legend. He was a man showing the world that skill, discipline, and presence could speak louder than any line of dialogue, louder than any choreographed fight, louder than fame itself. The challenge and the spark of confrontation. The courtyard was still vibrating with the aftermath of tension, even as Bruce Lee stood composed to the side, his breathing calm, his gaze focused. Yet not everyone on set understood the quiet authority he carried. Among the dozens of extras, one young stuntman, a bright, eager, yet inexperienced man dressed in yellow, watched from the shadows, his eyes tracing the flow of Bruce's movements. What he saw unsettled him. The grace, precision, and effortless power radiating from Bruce wasn't just skill, it was perfection, something almost unattainable. Humans have a peculiar response to excellence. Admiration, yes, but also envy. And envy has a way of manifesting where one expects boldness. That day, envy was quietly stirring in the young extra. To him, Bruce Lee was a man who seemed untouchable. But the aura surrounding Bruce only amplified his own insecurities. The whispers began quietly, as they often do on a crowded set. Friends laughed too loudly, teasing, daring each other to voice thoughts they normally kept hidden. And then came the mocking remark. "I reckon you only act out your fighting," the extra said, leaning against the column, laughing with his companions in Cantonese. To most people, this would have been inconsequential. On any other day, any other set, such words might have faded into background noise of production. But Bruce Lee was not any other man, and this was not any ordinary day. The words reached him, not as an echo, but as a spark. Bruce Lee had faced countless challenges in his life. He had been underestimated, dismissed, and provoked countless times. But what set this moment apart was the timing, the context, and immediacy. The young stuntman's mocking was casual, yet it cut deeper than it should have. Perhaps it was Bruce's own standards, perhaps the accumulation of years dedicated to discipline and mastery, or perhaps it was a deliberate test of principle. Whatever the reason, he did not ignore it. He did not turn away. He moved. The courtyard shifted. Bruce, who had been reviewing choreography with the assistant director, paused mid-sentence. His gaze locked on the young extra. Every subtle muscle in his body signaled readiness. The laughter died abruptly. There was a command in his eyes, in his stance, that needed no words. And then the words came, clear and concise. "You come on down now." It was not a request. It was an order. The energy in the courtyard shifted instantly. The extras froze. Crew members, previously busy adjusting lights or cameras, paused mid-motion. Even the sun seemed to hang, suspended over the courtyard, as if anticipating what was about to unfold. The young stuntman hesitated. For a split second, he could have walked away. Pride, ego, or perhaps the myth of Bruce Lee clouded his judgment. He stepped forward, unaware that he was about to learn a lesson in humility, discipline, and the difference between perception and reality. What followed was no rehearsal, no carefully choreographed scene. This was a real thing. The courtyard, now quiet but for the sound of shifting feet and shallow breaths, became an arena. Bruce Lee moved with effortless precision, his stance fluid yet unyielding. The young stuntman, nervous, tentative, attempted his first strike, a clumsy, uncalculated motion. Bruce reacted with instantaneous grace, redirecting the energy, neutralizing the strike without unnecessary force. It was a demonstration of power controlled by intelligence, speed tempered by discipline. Andre Morgan, the associate producer, remembered that day vividly. He could have killed that kid, Morgan said years later, voice low, reverent. He didn't. He just humbled him. And that's exactly what happened. The fight was not about dominance, not about ego. It was about principle. Bruce Lee was demonstrating that true mastery is expressed not through aggression, but through controlled, precise action. Every block, every step, every redirection of force was a lesson in humility disguised as combat. The young stuntman tried again, landing a flurry of clumsy combinations. Bruce sidestepped, adjusted, and responded with a single sharp movement, just enough to end the exchange. Bob Wall, who witnessed the encounter, described it plainly. Bruce played with him for a couple of minutes, moving fast yet carefully, until the young man was humbled, bloodied slightly, and ultimately enlightened. There was no cruelty, only teaching, no malice, only clarity. For the crew, the experience was surreal. They had come to the set expecting a movie, a performance, choreography, and rehearsals. Instead, they were witnessing mastery in its purest form. The camera, which happened to be rolling, captured it all, a moment lost to the official narrative of the film, yet preserved for history. The lesson extended beyond martial arts. It was about understanding one's place, respecting power, and recognizing the difference between perception and reality. Bruce Lee's restrained his control, and his precise execution left a mark that would linger long after the young stuntman had recovered. The silent authority he radiated communicated more than words ever could. Even today, watching the rediscovered footage, one can feel the tension, the energy, the controlled ferocity that defines Bruce Lee. This was a man behind the myth, proving in a single unscripted minute that true mastery is more than speed, strength, or skill. It is wisdom, restraint, and presence. The courtyard, a seemingly ordinary space moments before, had transformed into a crucible. Here, discipline was forged in motion, humility instilled through action, and respect demanded without a single shout. The crew, the extras, even those not directly involved, felt it. It was a shared experience, subtle yet undeniable, a silent acknowledgement that Bruce Lee was not merely performing. He was teaching, he was proving, and history, captured by that rolling camera, would eventually witness it all. Aftermath, restraint, and the rediscovery of lost footage. The courtyard gradually returned to its pre-fight rhythm, though it was never quite the same. The young stuntman humbled, bleeding slightly from the minor strikes, stepped back, his pride and confidence temporarily shattered. Bruce Lee lowered his stance, exhaling softly, his calm a stark contrast to the storm of action that had just occurred. There was no celebration, no congratulatory gestures. In that moment, Bruce's philosophy was clear. Mastery is quiet, disciplined, and self-contained. It does not seek validation, nor does it require an audience. The crew remained motionless, their eyes wide, absorbing the gravity of what had transpired. This was not a scene to be applauded. This was reality breaking through the illusion of cinema. Every individual on set, extras, cameramen, production assistants, felt it. Something profound had just unfolded. Something that would echo long after the cameras stopped rolling. The lesson was simple yet profound. True power does not announce itself. It exists, undeniable, and commands respect without demand. Bruce's restraint was as instructive as a skill. In a culture that often equates strength with display, his measured response was revolutionary. He could have struck with lethal force. He could have humiliated the young stuntman completely, yet he chose not to. His movements demonstrated precision, yes, but also compassion, a philosophical statement embedded in motion. Each strike was a teaching tool, each block a lesson in humility, each redirection of energy a testament to the disciplined mind behind the body. This unscripted moment, captured inadvertently by a single rolling camera, remained hidden for decades. It was not included in any official footage. For 50 years, the encounter existed only in whispered recollections, half-remembered anecdotes, and the stories passed down by those fortunate enough to witness it firsthand. Rumors began to circulate quietly among martial arts enthusiasts and film historians. Could it be true? Had Bruce Lee engaged in a real fight on the set of Enter the Dragon? And if so, why had the footage never surfaced? The legend of Bruce Lee had always been entwined with myth. Stories of his speed, strength, and extraordinary discipline were told and retold, often enhanced by exaggeration. Yet this behind-the-scenes fight had nothing to do with performance, mythology, or spectacle. It was raw, unpolished, and entirely real, a glimpse of Bruce Lee stripped of cinematic embellishment. The footage was a fragment of truth, a window into the man behind the legend. Over the years, speculation about lost reels persisted. Some claimed that Bruce Lee himself had removed them, fearing they might distract from the polished choreography of the film. Others whispered that the studio had confiscated the tapes, uncertain how to handle footage of a real fight within a cinematic production. Whatever the reason, the footage remained elusive, locked away in a vault or perhaps misfiled, invisible to the public eye. And then, decades later, the fragment resurfaced. A small, degraded reel appeared quietly, far from the spotlight of Hollywood or the fanfare of studio announcement. It flickered on screens around the world via a modest restoration channel, offering just a minute of motion. Color bleeding at the edges, grainy and imperfect, yet the essence was undeniable. Bruce Lee's movements, even in this degraded state, radiated mastery, precision, and presence. The audience could finally witness what had long existed only in rumor. Bruce Lee in his most authentic form, performing not for fame, not for film, but for truth itself. The rediscovery of the footage sent ripples through the martial arts community and film historians alike. Analysts examined it meticulously, frame by frame, noting every stance, every pivot, every micro-movement. Students of Jeet Kune Do marveled at the execution, recognizing patterns, footwork, and philosophy encoded into his motions. For the general audience, however, the impact was deeper, more emotional. Watching Bruce move, real and unfiltered, provoked awe, tears, and a renewed understanding of what had made him extraordinary. What makes this moment timeless is that it transcends martial arts. It is about the discipline to perfect oneself, the courage to act with integrity, and the restraint to exercise power responsibly. The fight itself, though brief, encapsulates Bruce Lee's approach to life. Deliberate, disciplined, and philosophically grounded. He did not strike to dominate. He moved to teach, to correct, to demonstrate a standard that few could ever approach. The young stuntman, for all his bravado, could not match Bruce's skill. But more importantly, he could not grasp the depth of his discipline, his ethics, and his philosophy until that moment in the courtyard. Even after the footage went public, its impact continued to evolve. Conversations online, in martial arts dojos, and among historians acknowledge the duality of Bruce Lee's legacy, the legend as a cultural icon, and the man as a disciplined, philosophical practitioner. The rediscovered reel illuminated the human side of his genius, the tireless commitment, the discipline, the awareness, and the humility behind the speed and power that had already become the stuff of myth. What makes Bruce Lee timeless isn't just his incredible skill, his lightning speed, or his unforgettable films. It's moments like these, the rare glimpses behind the camera, stripped of choreography, stripped of myth, where we see the man behind the legend, a man who believed that mastery was earned, not inherited, that discipline, presence, and purpose could speak louder than words. Watching this lost footage, we're reminded that greatness isn't about performance. It's about integrity, humility, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Bruce Lee didn't just fight for the cameras. He fought to express himself fully, to live his philosophy in motion, to teach without speaking. For over 50 years, this moment remained hidden. Now, it serves as a reminder that real mastery leaves traces that echo across time, even decades later. On this channel, we celebrate moments like these, hidden stories, forgotten truths, and the human side of legends. We dive deep into the moments that define history, explore the people behind the myth, and uncover the truths that inspire us today. If this video inspired you, made you pause, or even gave you a new appreciation for Bruce Lee. Don't forget to subscribe and join us. Together, we'll continue exploring the stories that shape our understanding of greatness, beyond the screen, beyond the hype, and into the reality of extraordinary lives. Thank you for watching. Remember, greatness is measured not by legend, but by presence, discipline, and the impact you leave behind. Until next time, keep seeking truth in motion and in life.